but I believe we are live and happy Sunday and hello everyone. I hope you are just as excited as we are for the semifinals coming up for the Galorants Yuletide Brawl. I am Sajidine, joined by the lovely Mimi. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing pretty well here, and I just like you, I'm super excited to get into this one. It's going to be a great day. We got 3 games, 2 semis, and a final to get through, and we're going to be deciding who's ending up with that $350 prize pool and who's coming home second with the $5, $10 gift cards. So lots of great teams have made it this far, and really excited to see how we're going to fare into this one.
Exactly. It comes at such an appropriate time with Act 2 heading our way. I just saw some of like the bundle previews that Riot has put out, and I'm just like, oh man, I could use that $10 gift card right about now.
Yeah, perfect time for it. Or to end up with the $75 if they're splitting it up between the team if you're taking first. So lots of stuff to work with there. And it's not just the teams who might be bringing home something. If you're watching at home, we're also working with Glorious PC to have a giveaway for an awesome mouse. It's a Model O from them and a limited edition pink one that you can't even buy normally anymore. So this is like your one chance to get it.
What?
And you can, I know, it's crazy. And you can enter it.
So I can't get it? Only you?
Yeah.
You someone you out there?
Yeah, unfortunately. But anyone can enter. It's exclamation point giveaway in the chat. That'll pop up the Gleam link. You can fill that out. And I think we're drawing that right before the final. So if you're sticking around all day,
you
can see that, and then you can see some more.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and while we're at it with the commands, if you want to see the bracket of who's playing today, we're starting off with Ethereal versus Eggdog, Eggnog in semifinal 1. But there's 4 teams left, and you can see how they're faring with exclamation point bracket. And then we also have exclamation point socials for all the awesome stuff about Galorants, our Discord, Twitter. Follow all that. Yeah.
Exactly. Are you excited to be saying Eggdogs, Eggnogs? I love the name. It rolls off the tongue very beautifully. So does Ethereal. Eggdogs, Eggnogs. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But you came up with like your little acronym now. Like,
yeah,
it sounds very
EDEN.
It's so,
and it even like
so fancy.
The word. If you're really feeling lazy, you could just call them like Eden or something. That sounds cool too.
Eden. So, oh my gosh. Anybody from Eggdogs, Eggnogs hearing that? There you go. Branding. The casting panel has now come up with branding. Oh, I love their logo. It's very cute. I've been seeing the spam on Twitch chat. I adore it. I'm so happy that a lot of you have come to show love and support for the girls competing right now, and that's so cool. And we hope that we get to keep doing this more often, and provide for all of you the sort of entertainment and competitive environment that us as Galorants are attempting to provide.
Yeah, and for funny names, there's a lot to come around. In our second semifinal day, it's Team Unbind Crowds versus. I have to look down at my paper because I don't even have memorized the story. Woo, Nyan, FTC, quite a mouthful. FTC. So good luck in that.
FTC is quite important. FTC is very important to add too. Like for mine, it goes off the page. I mean, the only FTC I know is the Federal Trade Commission.
That's probably what it is.
I don't know how that makes sense, but I'm just gonna go with it until they tell me.
Don't like some like the football teams, like the soccer for Americans in like UK. Aren't those FTCs?
Maybe.
I think they're playing the wrong game if that's what it stands for, but I don't know.
Yeah, that could be like a fighting team club, or I have no idea actually what those stood for too. Oh, looks like we're loading in.
Yeah, but for the match on hand,
it's the noise.
Yeah, not quite that one yet, but it's Ethereal versus, as you mentioned, Eggdogs, Eggnog. And it's a best of 3 series, single elimination for both these semifinals. So the teams have to make it through this to even get a chance at those prizes. And I think we're going to have a great game on our hands with both these teams.
Very excited. And picks are locked pretty fast. We're seeing pretty standard lineups, I think, on both sides. Almost twins. Only differentiated by a couple of what's the word? They're sentinels, because Eggdogs are opting to go with the Cypher, which I've seen Clefairy on, and she's been really, really great with it. And then Pond Bay, I love that name. Pond Bay opting for the Killjoy for Ethereal. That should be good, and we're already dropping right in.
Yeah, both teams bringing out the Rays, kind of what you expect to see. And I'm interested to see, there's only one Sova out on the field, but I remember in some of our Ethereal games, their Sova was working well for them on this map, but Eggdog, Eggnog have not opted for that again. But these are both the standard lineups for both these teams. You've seen a lot of buying throughout the tournament, so it's kind of a choice from pretty much any team. And this is the pick of Ethereal. After this, we're going into Ascent, the pick of EDEN, and the decider will be Haven, should the series take it the full way.
Yep, and it looks like teams are already posted up. You have Ethereal choosing to try and make some noise and presence onto A. Lynn already spots a couple while getting a little dinked by that ghost, but Ellie posted up so close in the showers, if not Han trying to bait them in for that little surprise right-click classic to the brain as they walk through. I don't know, let's see if they'll read it. Oh, there it goes! Betrayed by the boombot, I would say. Did not spot her in the corner, but Lynn doing her own battle. That spike, they are aware, has already made its presence. They will take it through the teleporter, Ethereal, and are now going to try to see if they can get it down onto B site, but they're gonna have to deal with Clefairy and her utility here.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness. That's the strength of her raise on this side. Just throws that pain shells, takes someone out through the teleporter. That's so annoying.
But look at Flowerful. She's really managed to sneak her way back towards A and is now coming up short. She might be able to at least get a spike plant here, but 5v1's going to be tough no matter how you slice it. However, I would see Reyna's probably the character for the job should it come to it.
They're sensing that she might attempt another jump. It's very close with 15 seconds left on the timer, but Flowerful
10 seconds left.
Playing ever as cautious, and there she is. She's already spotted while she tries to get that spike down. It's not going to be enough time.
Yeah, she's not even allowed one pick. Taken down, and that's a great showing from Eggdog Eggnog to start it off on their defender's side. I think the thing that really set them in the right direction was that double showers play. We've seen that double showers play from them throughout their other bind games, oftentimes on the pistol rounds where they go aggressive, bait in off the back of one of their players, and it's practically a confirmed 2 kills so long as they play their hand right. And again, working fantastic for them to pick up a pistol. Now, it's going to, of course, be a buy-up for them and just some light investments, a frenzy here or there. You know, you love to see it on B side of Ethereal.
I do. I'm actually excited to see Lynn. We do typically see her on the operator for Eggdogs, but she's going to take a stab at it with that Marshall. And I love the Marshall. It is extremely accurate, especially with no scoping. So I just want to see what sort of presence and damage she does with it.
Yeah, and Lynn has done a lot with those shots, and it's already getting opened up by Raze onto 1. That's a good start to drop a defender.
Absolutely. That spike is already being planted while the rest of Eggnogs make their way a little bit slowly onto site, but they're good. They've split themselves up 2-on-2 from elbow and through CT right now. And Lynn, there she goes, getting some kills. Body's already dropping so fast for Ethereal. And that spike defuse is going to put another point. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of par for the course there with just the light buy from them. But I liked what they did there. They knew they didn't have to take fights. They knew that the way to losing that is getting overwhelmed and giving away weapons. So instead, they just, after they lost that first body, they just tucked in, waited for the whole team, went back in full force and clean shop.
Exactly. And I mean, this is the strength, and I really admire after watching multiple games of Eggdogs on Bind. They are very strong on the retake. We've seen them even give up sight and just allow enemy teams to plant. And that's something scary that you kind of have to pay attention to when you get that spike down, is what your post-plant position looks like, because if it's not great, Eggnogs will take advantage.
Yeah, and B is such a hard site to retake for a lot of teams, so it's even more impressive the success that they have on pulling that site back into their control. So definitely something to watch out for. just a default
For
spread
sure.
for the most part from Ethereal this round, and Lynn's up on the operator already. Oh, I'm sorry, that's just the first round. I only saw the scout, and she's gone before I can even finish that out.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and see if they can take advantage of that early pick and try to see if they can make their way through showers in the meantime, but that blind from Omen slows them down, and they're gonna have to fall back a little bit and possibly just take that rotation. And Spike is now moving its way onto B, but Cleef Fairy, playing a little bit aggressive in hookah, manages to take a pick and takes Emily out in the meantime. Once again, stalling what any plans Ethereal have to do. And they've made their way slowly back onto A site once again, just sitting outside of that teleporter. Eggnog picks up another, trying to pick it up, drops that spike down before finally getting removed by Zozy, but Rush hoping to get that spike down. 14 seconds. It's so close. She knows she has to deal with 2 still, but
10 seconds left.
Imperative to get it down.
The weapons on the retaking defenders are not great, just the stingers, but there might be some rifles recoverable for them. This is a good opportunity for Rush to clutch it through. She doesn't have the HP, but she has the first pick, tagged down by the stinger, and now it's into the 1v1. She peeks, takes the head, and wins. That's a really good round to find for Rush and for Ethereal.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate they gave her the 1v1s that she was hoping to get in that situation, where when you're holding stingers and it's you're one woman up, you should have been playing together, pushing on site at the same time and just going for that trade to secure that defuse. But one was in heaven, one was coming from CT. I'm a little confused what went down as far as that gameplay decision, but it's okay. They were on the bonus. We are seeing the rifles and that operator finally come out for Eggnogs.
Yeah, and I think that Zozy, her dying action was to smoke heaven, and that really helped out Rush in that clutch, being able to have that area covered, and that worked well for her. But Flower pulls straight off the bat in with 2 picks. They were going for the orb, but it just absolutely didn't work out. Now this B site's going to be a free take for Ethereal.
Exactly, and Eggnogs already making their way through, knowing that this is probably going to be the commit that they are hoping for, given that they're already 2 down on that site. And Spike is coming down, but Emily manages to pick up another. Well, Ellie takes Pondave out with those pain shells. The post-line position right now, especially with that operator, she's going to have to find that pick. Unfortunately, Flower takes her down first before Ellie finally gets that trade. And 2v1 still very doable, but Ellie's going to have to hope that she also gets those 1v1s that were given last round to their team.
With this time, I think that Ellie, her best idea here would probably just be to take that operator and leave. She doesn't have much time for this, and the post-plant position is good, and works well. Peeks right into Zozy, and not a whole ton she could have done there. Save might have been a better call, but not the worst of things. It's 2-2 all tied up.
Exactly. Well, they do lose that operator. That's really... they are opting, I think, for a soft buy this round right now. Team Eggnogs. We're seeing stingers and soft armor come out, and I think the rest of the team are opting for pistols. So, like you said, that was a little bit costly, but I don't think they could have even really bought anyway, so this is the best call for sure as far as what's happening.
Lane is one off of that blade storm, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see her try and push and secure an ultimate orb, because she's pretty good on that blade storm. We've seen a lot of crazy clips with it from her, and that could be the difference maker. But instead, it looks like she's just holding back with the shorty. The best they can do here is maybe some economic damage, and say they are able to recover some weapons. That's their chance. But great buy and good positioning from Ethereal. If they play this right, shouldn't be too much of a chance for Eggdog.
Yeah, and it looks like with that drone information flying through onto A, we're already seeing Eggnog rotate out of B side and stack A side just a little bit, leaving Clefairy with all of her Cypher utility to hold till. And it might be the best call, because it does look like Ethereal are choosing to commit onto this site as of this moment, pushing slowly into showers and from short at the same time. Lear tries to open up the map for them, but gets slowed down a little bit. Ellie takes that trade with Zozy. The rest of the team pushes through and starts that spike down. Emily, though, nice pain shells and a rifle kill to follow. And Eggdogs are sitting at 2, trying for the retake.
Eggnog got the overkill off that frag, and pushing in here with the stinger might be able to find something. Advantage still lies with the defense, or the attack rather, and they do have that Sova ultimate, but Eggnog gets one before falling. Fairy's last alive, just a classic, but she recovers a judge and keeps just upgrading, but she can't do much. Rush takes her. It's up 3-2, and Ethereal, now with 3 in a row, 3 in a row for them. They're doing well for themselves on this attacker path.
Yep. It should be fun and interesting to see how Eggdogs tries to adjust some of their gameplay here. Now that rifles are available again for them, and it looks like I'm still waiting to see if Lynn is going to choose to pick up that operator. Like it's gonna be I don't even think she can afford it. She's gonna have to go rifle. I think she was probably deciding, do I go pistol again with my ultimate Bladestorm available?
Yeah. I think if she just saves that Bladestorm till the next round they have to go eco, she'll be able to probably get operator off of just a full save with the help of that Bladestorm. So I'm guessing that's the plan. It looks like we have a bit of a technical pause right now, but we should hopefully be back into this one soon. It's a full buy for both teams, and I think this is a pretty important round for Eggnog to attempt to win. They have the rifles, and I think this is a good chance for them to stop the momentum that Ethereal's looking to build here.
Yeah, and looks like Eggdogs is already trying to switch it up. Look at their aggressive positioning on out B long right now. It's kind of paying off for them with Eggnog taking out 2 at the start. And she's still gonna keep playing aggressive, pushing forward, knowing that she hurt that Killjoy. And there it is, triple kill for her. Clefairy on the flank manages to spot Emily, not letting her through. And that spike is down and in control of Eggnogs right now. Lynn eventually does spot rush. Quick round, strong round for Eggnogs. They're tying it up once again, 3-3.
Yeah, I like that change of pace from them. We saw them try a couple rounds ago that Showers aggression, and they got punished hard, both those defenders falling. But this time, I think they actually sent 3 towards there, and it was almost a recreation of that pistol round double push into Showers, where they have one person push wide, the other push close, and just bait into the second. And again, it worked really well for them, and I'd love to see this aggression continue. However, Ethereal, they have all 5 of their ultimates, and I'd wager they're probably going to try and use this Killjoy lockdown to open up some space. And with both the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury in a post plant, if they do get this spike down, they're in a really good position to ward off any retakes attempts from Eggnogs.
Definitely. And I wonder if they're just kind of deciding, look at the quick push. Ellie pushes Zozy outside of Showers. Same thing you mentioned earlier, the aggressive play that they're doing. She managed to get that opening kill. And I'm sure that kind of slows it down a little bit for Ethereal. But as I say that, Flowerful evens the numbers up by taking that pick onto B side. And the rest of her team has made their way through. They are going to get that spike down. And fully expecting, well, I guess maybe that not anymore. Numbers are in their favor. Empress from Eggnog is now used. She's on the hunt. Ellie, so good with those paint shells, always seeming to manage to find a kill. Showstopper from Emily shuts down any attempt from Eggnog to do anything. And then now it's all up to Lynn, sitting at less than 50 HP even.
Hunter's Fury is still available for Rush, and with the time so low already, unless she just sticks this and just somehow magically pulls something through, there shouldn't be too much. Hunter's Fury is still available, but she tags 1. Rush elects for the ult, but she's so low. 1 tag from this ult will kill her. Oh, dash just
for sure.
Live, but it's a round for Ethereal.
I loved the patient play that Rush did with her Hunter's Fury. She didn't just spam it. She held on to the next 2 pulls, knowing that Lynn was just waiting for all 3 to be wasted, hoping that she can get that spike, and it wasn't there. So she just had to fall back, even trying to dodge the second pull from that Fury. So really well played.
Yeah, I think another thing to point out there, well, EDEN, they didn't pull the round. The Raze paint shells were really impactful yet again. We see this Raze is just pulling so many kills and like big damage from them. And on a map with such close corners, when you're trying to retake a site, you can just get boxed in and naded out. It's really good to have a Raze who can do that. Lin's back up on the operator, and again, it's this double showers play. But it doesn't seem to be working out too well this time. It not Han taken immediately.
No. I think she was hoping that the dark cover would help her a little bit, but unfortunately did not pan out. And it looks like the rest of Ethereal are going to... They made some noises outside of A, hoping that some rotation was happening, but I don't think they realized that Ellie has pushed through the shower. So information is fully aware for Team Eggdogs, Eggnogs, despite being a number now. Yeah, she's gonna find another, finds Rush in the flank. Serendipitov is holding hard and fast onto B side, taking those kills, manages to give the advantage to Team Eggdogs. Eggdogs right now. And as I say that, Honda Bay changes it up, 2v2.
30 seconds left.
From the shadows, information, trying to see if anything happened there, as Zozy manages to take that spike plant on the back of that ultimate, and her teammate, long rotation.
Yeah. Bladestorm's up for Lin. She still has that operator, so this is going to be her best weapon into the retake. Panda Bear does have the lockdown, which could help in this post-plant situation, but there's not any killjoy mollies on the bomb. So it gets one and then falls two. This is a really dominant streak from Ethereal.
I think Eggdogs was just expecting both players to already be on site, but you know, Honda Bay took the scenic route, watching for potential flankers, and I just don't think they were expecting, because they were trying to look for two and could barely find the one. So I think even with Zozy having to trade out her life, they would have to deal with someone in the showers in the meantime for that post plant, but hypotheticals at this point.
Yeah, that's extra harmful for Lin too, because now she doesn't have her Bladestorm, and nor does she have her operator. She lost it there, and this is another round that's not starting well for Eggdog Eggnog. They lose one, and Omen's in position to die as well. It's just going to be a B-side take as the defenders get mowed down across the board.
Ellie and Lin left to their twosome, trying to do a retake. Spike not planted yet, but might not even be needed to. Nice Sheriff pickup, but Zozy eventually closes it out, and Spike will go down. Yeah, that's 3-6 for Team Ethereal.
Eggdog Eggnog, they feel so inconsistent with this aggression. There's these rounds where it individually wins them, but then another 50% of the time they're pushing out, losing two players early, and just basically losing the round in the first 5 seconds. Like, I think if they're gonna keep trying these aggressive pushes, I wouldn't mind seeing like the person who's swinging out wide be that jet, so they can dash back in, or working in combo with maybe like a paranoid, like an Omen to blind out, because neither of these teams have many flashes. It's just the Reyna and the Omen. That's just 3 total, and they're not the best for like just pop flashing out a teammate. So those kind of aggressive peaks can be troublesome if you don't have a character that can do that. So maybe they do try something a little more defensive. Ellie doesn't want that, though. She's again up in this off angle in showers.
Yeah, they did. Team Eggdogs switched it up a little bit. They are playing Lin on that operator onto B site. Meanwhile, you have Clefairy with her Cypher on A right now. But that opening, 2 openings now for Team Eggdogs, as they take out 2. And slow down any attempt of push onto A side. So the rest of Ethereal are gonna slowly make their long way onto B.
Yeah, and I was bringing up how it's like this, like 50-50. Sometimes it works so well for them, and they like pretty much practice instantly when they're around. The other half, they just get slaughtered. And that was the other 50% right there, where I got they get 2 opening picks. So I think they just have to find some consistency one way or the other. But 6-3 on bind, it's not the worst, but it's not fantastic. And this is Ethereal's map pick, so I think this is kind of what we expect to see. Even if Eggdog loses, they're not in any way out of it. And it's a quick B push for the attack.
Emily does take out the operator that is Lynn. Zosie grabs another on for her own. Emily on the operator now takes out Ellie while that spike does go down. And Clefairy, left to her lonesome, is now going to have to try and attempt a 3v1 defuse clutch.
Good information off that reload. She knows one is elbow, and she can at least suspect the locations of the other three. Peeking out and doesn't see the Cubby player. Zosie takes her. A 7th round now for Ethereal, and that's just another one that they probably shouldn't have won. Eggnog had 2 opening picks there. Like I was talking about that because I thought that they were going to convert the round, but Ethereal, they just won some really important gunfights really quickly. There was only 6 seconds left on the timer when that plant went down. So they just converted some individual gunfights and turned a round completely on its head. And that's scary if you're Eggnog. If you're losing rounds that you really should be winning, that's a little nerve-wracking for them.
Yeah. At this point, it's a mental battle, and seeing as they're on a save once again, we're seeing stingers and sheriffs and little shotguns come out. I'm curious if this is the round where you play, where you're supposed to play aggressive, but instead we're seeing Ethereal making their presence known, making themselves like known that they are here on B long. I'm sorry, and just firing away through the smokes.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is a teleporter play, but that might signal otherwise. Killjoy lockdown used on long, and Lynn's trying to get some opening picks here, but instead falls. It's gonna have to be another B-site retake for Eggnog.
Yeah. Good paranoia to start, but it's not gonna be enough. That spike will go down. But Rush and Emily grab some kills on it, and once again, even before making any attempt of pushing, it's just not enough. And I think it's a little hard, especially when you're holding like shotguns and pistols.
Yeah, I mean that was a round that's going to be a tough spot no matter what team you're up against. But this isn't a scoreline that you want to see if you're a fan of Eggnog. 8-3, and the best they could hope for would be like a 4-8 half. But Lynn is going to have that operator, and they have 2 ultimates available. So I think there's a chance for this. And say they win that pistol round, convert the first force buy and the gun round. That's almost even up 8-4. I don't think an 8-4 scoreline is as scary as it looks, but you need those early rounds, like the pistol round, to set you in the right direction. Because otherwise, momentum can just stay with the defenders and swing it right into like a 13-4 or 13-5.
Definitely. Lynn already scouting. She's going to have to face that Lear and fall back in the meantime, but Flowerful manages to take out Serendipitovs in the meantime. If not, Han gets a trade for herself, so numbers are quite even still across the board.
Lynn is still alone on B site with that operator, and Zosie actually has an operator out of her own. 3 of the defenders, including the Cypher, still are positioned towards the safe site. But Killjoy is going to get good information in hookah. Still just casting their net wide, waiting for a pick.
Yeah. Looks like they're just gonna fall back. They're gonna attempt to push through. And Flowerful does find that opening, but across the map, Lynn takes out Honda Bay, but it not Han on the triple kill has now put advantage for Team Eggdogs.
Spike is down in showers, and with only 30 seconds, this is a tough one for Flowerful. I think she needed an ace to get this one out because she has gotten the first 2 kills. Not going to happen. Lynn drops her with the operator, and it's a 4-8 score line, still heavily favoring Team Ethereal into the half.
Definitely. And I know it's a little concerning for any Eggnogs fans out there, but we have seen them come back on this map, take it into overtime and win. So I'm fully expecting them to make some dents here.
And I think that their team comp is going to work pretty well on now switching over to this attacker side. I mean, they're running 3 duelists right now: the Jet, the Raze, and the Reyna. That's obviously always going to favor a little bit more towards your attacker side when you can just focus on getting those frags and getting those entries into a site. But I think too that Ethereal, they're in a good position. They have a Killjoy to lock down one site. And we already see the Sylva information is going to stop any early aggression up long. So I think both these teams have a fairly balanced chance into this one. But definitely this pistol is going to be a needed start for Ethereal should they be able to get, or I'm sorry, for Eggnog rather, to be able to get this one.
And Spike just sitting pretty in the middle in the meantime, while the rest of Team Eggnogs just trying to find information, shooting through, poking through some of the smokes, getting all those ultimate orbs in the meantime. But it's so funny seeing this happen, because then you have a rush on the Sylva, kind of just rushing back and forth, A side, B side, A side, B side, and I don't blame them because they're not sure which site Team Eggdogs is committing to yet. And it looks like they've made their decision. Lear comes out as they push their way on through A site right now, chasing it down. Ellie and Lynn picking up kills respectively on their own. And that spike does go down. And it's all about the post-plant attempts for Team Ethereal right now as they try to make something happen. Rush does pick up Clefairy in the back. The rest of her teammates, Zozy, trying to push their way through, but Spike's pretty well guarded on both sides, so it just comes down to who gets to pick first.
Last player standing.
Ellie on for
Ellie.
4K. She cleans up the round, and that's a really important round for them. 5 on the board now, and they're going to force into this one, I'd wager. And should they win this one, they'll really start to close this gap. Looks like it is going to be an investment. Oh, Stinger, Spectre full armor out on it, not Hunt. So definitely a round that they're heavily favored in. And they're all kind of leaning again towards this.
We're even seeing a Vandal. That is hard commit right now.
Yeah, Ellie out that 4K. I mean, she has money for even full armor. Normally that would be a pretty risky play, and it still is a risky play. But with the full armor, I'm kind of a fan of this because their bonus round is going to be so much more potent with that rifle available.
Definitely. And it looks like they're choosing to make the attempt push onto B-side. Lynn with the opening Marshall shot onto Ponda Bay, and that Lear does come out as they push their way through. Cypher Cages comes out, utility being burned, and they want to get that spike down. Oh, did she see her?
No,
through the smoke. Barely. There it is. I think she might have, just like slightly. She's like, I thought I saw something. I am not sure. Lynn, Marshall, triple kill right now. Clefairy picks another for herself. And Emily, just sitting on her lonesome in the back, will get found. Flawless round for the attackers.
Yeah, and Lynn already has her Blade Storm. She could even choose to stick with the Marshall and use that up into this one. And with a Vandal and with that, this round's still looking pretty good for them, despite the weapon disadvantage. It is the full buy for the defense. And, I mean, that's really what you'd expect to see when they're forcing in like that. And it's just shorties, the classics. So, no surprises there. But 6 to 8, if they keep this momentum, they got that last round in the last half that they needed, and now they're kind of building this. And this is the round that's pivotal for them. It's basically going to decide, can they get a comeback that's like a lot less close, where they can start to get a margin of rounds, or is it going to be something where they're down 9 to 6, and then their money's broken and they have to build up a lot more slowly to start to mount a comeback? So definitely an important one for them, and it shows. They're playing slowly, they're playing smart, and just looking for picks here.
Yep. Trying to see if that pain shells tagged anybody through the teleporter, but instead Lynn does so much damage, even with just the ghost. onto Emily, but Flowerful does find that pick, pushing through the flank, or as she tries to push through short in the meantime. Despite being one woman down, It's still a little bit scary. You're seeing 2 of Ethereal's players with barely anything HP right now on them. So it is still technically anybody's
30
game
seconds
here.
left.
Yeah, and I was about to bring up too, but Ellie still has that Vandal, and Eggnog, she's one off the Empress. If she gets a kill, she can pop that ult and start to build momentum. Clefairy spots out the barrel and takes out Flowerful, but the rest of her team is towards B. This is actually going to signal a rotation, which is not the right call.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Zozie, though, manages to find one. She knows the rest are in there. Can she stall that spike? That human shield that Itnot Han is not enough. That spike is not down. No.
Oh, that is a very tough round to lose out. The human shield was not enough to keep that spike carrier alive. And darn, that was a round that looked so close. But I think they managed to carry some weapons through, and they have money into this one. And Lynn's already on the operator, has a Blade Storm. So while they are a little further down, they've actually done good damage to Ethereal's economy. Look at it, it's a Judge on Flowerful, a Spectre on Honda there. So not the greatest situations you want to see. And they've been falling back on this very default slow spread where they get a pick. But I think in that one, the time was their disadvantage. They waited too long. They had the picks they needed, but they waited just a little bit too long to get them, and that lost them out the round. So maybe increasing the pace just a little bit, turning up the tempo, because I don't think Ethereal is going to be as aggressive as Eggnog was on their defender's side. At least they haven't thus far.
Yeah. I'm just curious if there's any benefit to having that Judge while your Empress is available, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. She takes one, not another, though, as Clefairy makes that trade, and Spike is down. Itnot Han on her Empress, trying to make something happen, but Emily Cutie shuts it down immediately, but Spike is still ticking away. We do see Blade Storm come out. She's trying to find a kill, not enough. Found mid-air by 2 of Ethereal's players. Ooh, the rest of Eggdog's trying to delay this as much as they can. They're just sitting on that spike. It's already close. Oh no. Rush with the triple though manages to secure that Ethereal 10 points on the board for them.
Yeah, consolation prize. Ethereal's not going to get the operator, but double digits for them is a bit rough for Eggnog. As Ethereal looks very good on their map choice of Bind. And with that one, Eggnog, their 2 remaining players were stacked up in lamps there, and they got 2 picks, which were really important for them, and they managed to play together for that. The information given away by that meant that Omen, even though it was a 2v2 where you normally wouldn't just stick the bomb, knew that she could just stick it, sit on there and wait. And they didn't even get the kills right off the bat. The bomb was gone before the second player even died. So that information kind of lost him that, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I love that call to just stick it. Oh, trades go out in showers, eventually evening everything out. But look at the damage that Team Eggnogs are currently sitting on. They are already so low on HP. They still need to try to find a site and get that spike down. Information already given for Zozie's from the shadows. They are fully aware, so they're going to kind of have to switch it up a little bit and move around, but not switching it out too much. Looks like they're just going to make their way onto Hookah with those sheriffs. But Honda Bay managed 3. Shut it down. Rush closes it out. Strong round. Ethereal. Very beautiful play right there.
Yeah, that Serendipitov's on the Omen. She had a really that was Zozie on the Omen. She had a very good from the shadows there to teleport out and get great information, because she saw 3 from the shadows, and then the player on the other side of the map was jiggling showers. So all 4 positions were known, and because all 3 were seen heading towards there, Honda Bear was able to play that really aggressive angle and just mow 3 of them down. So again, the information plays are proving really vital for Ethereal. And now they're sitting 11-6, and this is a round that Eggnog really has to win if they want to keep the dreams alive, at least on this first map of the series.
Definitely. Hunter's Fury is out trying to see if they can tag somebody in markets. Couple players got clipped, but not enough to actually get a kill. But I can't tell if you feel like you're happy that that's burned or not, but still, they're still trying to figure out which site to finally commit to, and it's a little bit of a struggle at this point for Team Eggdogs.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lockdown in this half yet, but Pondabay, she has it now off the back of that 3K. So the retake potential is going to be really strong. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ethereal playing more passive, playing to fall back, and we see that on A. All three of those players aren't really taking fights super aggressively. They're just kind of chilling back, jiggling for information. So leaning into this retake play, I think is going to be great for them.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
And it looks like Team Eggdogs has finally made a choice, try to see if they can make some noises. B. Lear pushes through as they make their way, opening onto the side, and there it goes. Lockdown is in play, but Eggnog is going to attempt to hunt it down instead. I love that that's the decision that they're going to make, because it's so important that they get that spike down with less than 10 seconds left, and they do. Eggnog sitting on the triple, trying to find more. Sees spots last two players of Ethereal on the back. She's going to play it a little passive here. She may want that ace, but team play more important right now as Ellie finishes out the round for Team Eggdogs. Eggnogs round 0.7.
Rush used that Hunter's Fury at the very beginning of the round and got nothing from it. If she had that
hunt
Hunter's
it
Fury
down
in that
instead,
final push and she killed the spike carrier with it, they would have won that round. There was there was 10 seconds left. If they dropped that spike carrier, no one was in the vicinity to pick up, and that very likely would have won that for them. So that's just really unfortunate that you see that ultimate going to waste off the bat, because that could have been the difference maker there. Good attempt with the lockdown to try and hold things back, but it was Eggnog just charging in who won that round on her own with that 3 kills, and good work from everyone there. And that's a round they need to start.
Yeah, definitely. The timer awareness that round was so imperative because it was cutting it so close. And sometimes people kind of tend to forget, especially when you have to deal with things like the lockdown. Pondabay, though, finds ahead, takes Ellie so low. That's gotta hurt. She's gonna have to fall back.
That's just an advertisement for the Vandal right there. Only 124 damage. So, unfortunate.
But then if it was a Phantom, you'd be even sad. Just sad. I feel like the big boy turret could even get that kill at this point, so she's gonna play a little passive. But Pondabay eventually finds her kill with that molly before getting traded out by Eggnog. The rest of Team Eggdogs are now making their presence known on B side with that spike going down, but Rush stops it once again. Waited. And Spike still not planted.
30 seconds left. Last player
oh no, Clefairy tries to see if she could get that quick, but Flowerful closes it out, and Lynn. 1v2.
Oh, she's not going to check this.
She doesn't know where they are. Oh no. The corner's too tight. She does see them. She dashes away, finds one, has to deal with the other, but not enough. Emily finishes it off the round. Another point for Ethereal. They are on deck to win this map.
That round was just a hair away from going either direction. If there was just a couple more bullets available for the Jet, there was a chance into that one. But now that
there was no animation to pull out the gun.
Yeah, I think she only had 3 bullets left and was forced to duck into cover instead of taking the fight, and unfortunately wasn't able to pull it through. But now it's going to be match point for Ethereal, and the buy isn't fantastic for Eggdog, Eggnog. This is looking like a likely first game for them, but still a possibility, a thought, with the 2 ultimates available for the attack.
Yep. Lynn on that aggressive play has to sit on top of that pain shells. Emily just so on point with it. I believe that might be her 3rd or 4th kill on this map alone with those pain shells. Finds another with that rifle as well. He's sitting on 2 and has protected A site.
Her pain shells have been so impactful throughout this one, and I wonder if we're going to see the Raze again on Ascent, our 2nd map. I doubt it, but I think it would be interesting if they do continue with that play. It is just the 3v5, and the Reina Empress and the Showstopper still available. Information given over. from that ultimate. But 40 seconds, they're going to have to find something big for this one.
Yeah. It's like they're committing, trying to push their way through with that showstopper, but they are struggling to see anybody. And Flower does eventually find her with her own shotgun and another. That Judge making its presence known. Oh my goodness. And that's a 13-7 win for Team Ethereal on Bind.
Yeah, what a good start to the first series of the day. Team Ethereal, I think that there were some moments where Eggdog, Eggnog were looking good. They had those aggressive plays, they had those opportunities, but it was never enough to stay in control. And well, Itnathan was popping off. Flowerful was also getting some really great impact frags. So now it's going to be Eggnog sitting down a point in the series, and they'll have to pull back on Ascent and find Haven too if they want a chance to go through to the finals here.
Definitely. And with that, we are taking a short break to let teams rest, let us rest, but we will be back for game 2 of this first semifinals of the Yuletide Brawl NA. And I hope to see you guys in the next one or in the next game. So stay tuned. We'll be back.